Hi, my name is Justin Jimmy Fowler, and I'll be presenting today for you. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me. My work has always been in the Indian Health Service for the last 10 years, which is the amount of time I've been in healthcare. I began working in the hospital medical surgical unit as a certified nurse assistant, then became a vocational prepared licensed practical nurse, serving multiple clinic settings, all orbiting the area of diabetes care. All this in a Native American diabetes care center. From there, I became involved in some diabetes research grants. I went back to school and obtained my Bachelor's of Nursing Science degree. I became an RN and continued to work with diabetes researchers through the American Indian Diabetes Prevention Center, which is part of the University of Oklahoma Health Sciences Center, College of Public Health. As the research coordinator between the tribes and the university, I helped to make successful 3 biomedical research grants funded through the United States National Institute of Health, and 1 international study sponsored by Queen's University of Belfast, Ireland, whose principal investigator was Dr. Timothy Lyons, whom I have much respect for. June of this year, I transferred employment to become an inpatient nurse in an acute care setting and am currently preparing to take the Certified Diabetes Educator exam in December of this year. I am married to the gorgeous Kalila May for 10 years now, and now I am back in school to become a family nurse practitioner through Maryville University, which is whom I have prepared this presentation for, in particular, Dr. Bobby Whitworth and her Nurse Theory 600 course. This is the summation of my final theorist project for the course, prepared upon the theory of human becoming, created by Dr. Rosemarie Rizzo Parse. So, without further ado, let's get underway. Today's presentation, we will be covering an introduction to Rosemarie Rizzo Parse, including her educational background and professional positions. We'll be discussing an overview of the Parse theory of human becoming and its contributions to nursing on a national level and international level. We'll be talking about a critique of the theory in positive formats and negative formats, as well as linking the Parse theory of human becoming to my own clinical nursing practice. We'll be discussing the symbol of human becoming, as well as providing internet sources and references. So let's begin by introducing Dr. Parse. She was born and raised in Pennsylvania. She obtained a master's and doctorate in nursing from the University of Pittsburgh, and she is a fellow in the American Academy of Nursing, FAAN. She is the founder and current editor of the publication Nursing Science Quarterly, which is a peer-reviewed journal developed to assist in developing theories. Most particularly, lots of her theory, the theory of human becoming, have been developed on a whole array of different concepts applicable to families, communities, all levels of different patient populations. But we'll get to that later. She has served many faculty positions: University of Pittsburgh, Dean of Nursing School at DeQuince University, Professor and Coordinator of Center for Nursing Research, Hunter College of City University of New York, Professor and Nyhoff Chair at Loyola University, Chicago, and currently she serves as a consultant and visiting scholar at New York University College of Nursing, as well as Chief Editor of Nursing Science Quarterly. The Parse theory of human becoming, it involves lived experiences. It is an alternative to both conventional biomedical and the biopsychosocial spiritual approach presented in other theories of nursing. It was developed as a human science theoretical perspective and has since evolved into a school of thought. The theory is structured around three abiding terms: meaning, rhythmicity, and transcendence. Now, the theory can be a bit much to absorb the first go-around, or at least it was for me. That's why I will first give you an explanation of these three abiding terms in the words of Dr. Parse herself, as she defines them in a very scholarly, academic way. I will do my best to add some points to these references in order to give an alternative perspective of explanation while maintaining the integrity of the terms as defined by their author. These I will show you over the next 3 slides. But then I will give you 3 more slides with nothing more than a visual presentation of the definitions, while I narrate the illustrated 3 abiding terms of human becoming. So let us begin first with the scholarly. Parse's theory of human becoming, meaning, expressed in the first principle of human becoming, which states that structuring meaning is the imaging and valuing of language. This principle means that people co-participate in creating what is real for them, as shown in their expressions of living their values in a chosen way. Meaning is the language of how you process the words and experiences into care. So, when we work together, we co-participate to express. This, the theory explains, is how we see things. An interpretation can be different between you and me. This is meaning. Rhythmicity, expressed in the second principle of human becoming, states that configuring rhythmical patterns is the revealing, concealing, enabling, limiting of connecting, separating. This principle means that living paradox encompasses apparent opposite experiences that coexist in rhythmical patterns. It means that in living moment to moment, one shows and does not show opportunities and limitations that emerge in moving with and apart from others. Rhythmicity, it means there's a pattern to see. Living moment to moment, on it goes. It's how we relate our friends and our foes. We emerge and we hide. We reveal and we disable and shield. This is rhythmicity. It is a pattern. It's how we translate the meaning that we have into the rhythmical moment-to-moment patterns of our life, in which we interpret a newcomer as a friend or a foe based on the meanings we've associated in the past. This is rhythmicity. It's a pattern. Transcendence, expressed in the third principle of human becoming, which states that contrascending with possibles is the powering and originating of transforming. This principle means that moving with now moments is living the becoming invisible, visible, becoming with the ambiguity of the continuous change of the emerging now. Transcendence is pulling out of the past meanings you've associated into the now, to forge a new fate. This is transcendence. It is kind of, in a sense, getting rid of stereotypes, getting rid of first impressions, living in the moment to moment, the now. You transcend into forging a new fate. You're no longer associating these positives and negatives. You're in the now, and you're experiencing as it happens without going to the past. This is transcendence. Now let's talk about how you should treat your patient according to Parse. We assess the patient through their culture and their lived experiences. Examples of meaning: culture. What is important to them? What do they hold in high regard? Culture is a very intimate way of respecting your patient, of understanding where they come from and the meaning they associate. Meaning can be different for everybody. Culture can be different for even those that are in the culture. Religion is another way. Religion, it allows what boundaries exist. If you can figure out what religion they are and you know about that religion, then it determines what boundaries exist and what do they incorporate and what would they never do as part of their religion. Religion can help you understand some core elements to their understanding of life. As well as another example of meaning can be country. From where do they come? Where do they originate? This can be important for the nurse using Parse's theory of human becoming. If you were to be discussing nutritional components with your patient, then understanding what country of origin they're from might help you understand better what foods you should be teaching about, for instance. So, rhythmicity. Now for rhythmicity, I've chosen my own pictures out of my personal slideshow between me and my wife to show you a rhythmical pattern of our life. By understanding rhythmicity, we can modify the patient's room or the encounter to make the interaction and the surroundings more conducive to the rhythmical patterns of their life. We palpate the pulse of their rhythmicity by learning what they find meaningful. The nurse should synchronize these rhythms to create a care plan to address emotional and psychological needs of the client as well as physiological. Doing so will enhance the quality of care customized to the patient's own perspective. Remember, the client is the authority figure and primary decision maker. So if you were to interpret my rhythmicity with these photos, you would see that I'm married, we have dogs, and we are Christians. There's also Native American pictures as well as Filipino pictures. So those are commonalities that can help you by utilizing Parse's theory to relate to the patient. Transcendence. Teach the client to be the leader of their health needs. Mobilize transcendence beyond meaning by being with the clients and family rather than doing for clients and family. Monitor for the client's experiences moment to moment to guide the client and the family. Attend to their physical, psychological, and spiritual needs in a manner that facilitates equilibrium in mind, body, and spirit for the client to reach optimum health. The current fix-it attitude of healthcare denies the real need of the client's wellness. Facilitate their transcendence by advocating for their meaning within the pulse of their rhythmicity. The Parse theory of human becoming contributions to nursing and healthcare. Nurses and other health professionals live the art of human becoming in true presence with the unfolding of illuminating meaning, shifting rhythms, and inspiring transcending. Sciencing the art sheds light on the meaning of universal living experiences such as hope, taking life day by day, grieving, suffering, and courage. Dr. Parse has also set forth Human Becoming Ethical Tenets of Human Dignity and Developed Community, Leading, Following, Teaching, Learning, and Mentoring Family Models that are used worldwide. These were part of the models that came from theory development through the peer-reviewed journal she is editor of, Nursing Science Quarterly. And here's a quote from Sacred Heart University. Current nursing practices establish the nurse as an advocate for the patient. This theory, the theory of human becoming, supports the patient-nurse relationship and assists the individual in creating their own destiny, taking an active role in their destiny, a reality that would make many patients feel empowered when they otherwise would feel powerless. Now, let me repeat that last sentence. A reality that would make many patients feel empowered when they otherwise would feel powerless. Critique of the Parse theory. In the positive, its utilization helps build rapport through interaction between nurse and client. Its utilization helps to set nursing apart from the patient interaction involved with other types of care found within the healthcare multidisciplinary continuum. It has the ability to reach frail layers calloused over by the patient. Its utilization helps set the tone and guide the conversation between the nurse and client. How does the nurse speak to the patient? How does the nurse listen to the patient? How does the nurse interpret what is important to the patient? Its utilization helps to provide a scaffolding on how the interaction needs to go and how to know if it's not going properly. Also, the Parse theory, utilization of it helps to facilitate mid-range theories and situation-specific theories. Now, the negative aspects of the critique is that it is too abstract. It is not conducive to the learning novice nurse. It does not allow for empirical evaluation through the scientific method, nor the standard nursing process. It cannot nor should be applied in the following settings: the emergency department, surgery, critical care or intensive care, and urgent care. These are all settings that require a physiological problem to be fixed. And so the Parse theory would come secondary in that kind of situation. Linking the theory and clinical practice to my own, I'll tell you the past, the present, and the future of utilizing this theory. For the last 7 years, as I mentioned, my nursing career was spent working as a clinic nurse in the Native American Diabetes Care Center. That experience has taught me an appreciation for nursing perspectives that honor and respect the human condition in all aspects of living that go along with it. I choose Parse's theory of human becoming because it puts into words the acts and ideologies that I find myself as a nurse doing naturally and innately to assist patients with diabetes, to educate them on understanding the disease process and how to manage it while incorporating their lifestyle and culture to bring about a healthier balance and one in which they feel empowered rather than powerless because of their diabetes. Now, in the present day, I currently work as an inpatient nurse on an acute care unit. Most of the time, this setting and occurrence of health crisis creates a susceptibility for change within my patients. Utilizing Parse's theory in a guiding manner, I can discuss with them their admitting diagnosis and evaluate an understanding of their health perspective. I also utilize my own perspective as the nurse at their hospital bedside, which tends to get their attention. It somehow creates an awakening in their eagerness to absorb the information and comprehension of their health, in hopes of living a healthier life without readmission. This works for some, but not for everyone. For the future, once I become a family nurse practitioner, I plan to utilize Parse's theory of human becoming to create a commercial entity of the becoming process. Rather than a standard issue clinic, I would like to combine with other healthcare professionals to create a place for becoming. This would consist of a clinic perhaps attached to a gym or a nutrition center or both of sorts to assist the client in their paths to optimize their health, which would facilitate their becoming into what they choose. Of course, other vendors could be set along the way to assist in the becoming process for my patients. And if, in fact, a commercial entity can be created, that would become the funding source to outlet the becoming model to orphanage schools around the globe for abandoned children to assist in their becoming. That's the end goal. If I can create a commercial entity utilizing the becoming theory, then naturally it should go to assist those that need help in becoming at their very delicate childhood. This symbol that you've been seeing is the symbol of human becoming. It was inspired by Dr. Parse and designed in black, white, and green by Rosemarie. The black and white colors were chosen to represent apparent opposite paradox, which is significant to the ontology of human becoming. The green is the color of hope, representing ongoing human universe emergence. The center joining of the swirling ribbons represents the co-created mutual human universe process at the ontological level, and the nurse-person process and researcher-participant process at the methodological level. The combination of green and black swirls intertwining represents human universe co-creation as an ongoing process of becoming. Here are some practice links, one to the International Consortium of Parse Scholars. You can also watch Rosemarie Rizzo Parse talk about her theory on a Fitney interview. There's all kinds of student work out there that have created very unique videos and presentations like this one for the human becoming, and of course Nursing Science Quarterly. Here are my references, and I thank you for your attention in my becoming of this presentation. Thank you.